Welcome back to our second phase of our interview, and yeah, let's jump right in it. Mr. Webb, welcome back.
Thank you.
As we were saying earlier in our conversation, all the things about our traveling abroad, being Liberian, coming home, and enjoying what's going on in terms of development,
Hmm.
different, economic balance. But here, all those were touched on earlier when we were talking. So now I want to come back to Liberia a little bit. Let's talk about Liberia as a country. Most of us reside here in Monrovia,
Sure.
which is not Liberia. What's your take on that? What you think?
Monrovia is not Liberia. It should not be Liberia. Um, I I was in Margibi
Right.
about a week ago, and I traveled to Maryland in July when I was here. I tried to I tried to visit other parts of the country if I have the opportunity. And there are a lot of potential out there.
You
And
mean various counties?
all of the counties have their own unique
Right.
potential. So, for example, if you were in the southeast, you'll be looking at their beaches, you'll be looking at the savannah, which is also good for cattle rearing. Their port, they have a port there. They have large rubber plantation and oil palm plantation.
Right.
If you were in Calcutta, like I said, you have the Great Firestone is there, and a lot of people doing rubber farming and stuff like that. Nima, iron ore. But I think if all the roads can get to these places, I think it will help a lot in decongesting Monrovia. Yeah,
Yeah. So road connectivity is very, very, very at this point.
very, very, very important.
Uh, that the reason why I asked that question is most Liberians here, especially living in Monrovia, have not even traveled to Banga, let's say the capital of Gabon. Take example, if you just put a microphone to a Liberian, nothing against anybody personally, but I was watching something that's really funny, and the guy asked the girl, "What's the capital city of Monrovia?" She said, "I think Grand Jude."
Really?
So that was funny. That tells me people really
Do not know.
don't know there's other places around them apart from Monrovia that exist. So that's troubling to me. I think this is a matter of schooling, maybe, or you think, or it's just people just nonchalant about stuff.
I think it's a combination of everything. Um, in the days of old, the upbringing was different, the education was different, so everyone knew you could recite the counties and the capitals.
Right.
Now, I don't think it's the same. But more besides, in the old days,
Right.
why it is true that Monrovia was the most developed, but all the other counties had something that attracted people to them. Now, no, you don't have. If you don't come to Monrovia, you don't. But gradually, things have started changing. You have universities now in other counties. Every county have at least a junior college. That's a nice one there. Employment is the challenge.
Right.
Employment is the challenge. If people can invest more in these counties, which of course have opportunities for investment,
Right.
if a lot can happen. I've been hearing in the news lately about decentralizing the country, putting the economy of these counties in their own hands, where they are talking about revenue sharing. These
Yeah.
are things that are going to really trickle the
Yeah.
investment
Not
that we
to
are
put
talking
you off,
about.
it sounds to me like the previous administration came up with something called County Development Fund.
Exactly.
Is that something you're trying to do?
County Development Fund. For me, normally I always said that Liberia should have some semi-federal form of government
Right.
that entrusts a lot
Yes.
in the hands of the counties. And if these people can determine their own developmental goals and objectives, I think it's going to do a lot in decongesting this place. Everyone here are here because of they are looking for life.
Right.
They are looking for life, and the easiest place to find life in this country is in Monrovia. But if all investors were coming up in those counties, school facilities were there, roads were reaching there, electricity, water, those basic good health system, it can help to decongest this place.
All right. So that takes me a little further. Liberians investing in Liberia from abroad shouldn't look at Monrovia alone.
No, no, no. For me, I try to do a little agriculture, and arable lands can be found in the rural part of Liberia. So I'm doing something in Kakata, and if many other Liberians can do similar, I show there's a lot. Another thing is that people talk about tourism.
Yeah.
All of the most beautiful places when it comes to tourism are not in Monrovia.
Right.
You talk about Cape Mount, you talk about Harper, you talk about Sino.
And I show each of these counties come with their own unique beauty.
Unique.
Like I heard, I know what they call Blue Lake is in Bombay.
Yeah.
We have Patawee in Bon County.
Bon County.
Those are
You have the Lake Piso.
like Piso.
The Lake Piso is in
Right.
Cape Mount. I grew up in Cape Mount. Went to school. My early school days were in Cape Mount, on a school called Bendu Industrial Mission that was funded by American missionaries. But this is on the bank of the Lake Piso. Bendu is a peninsula. But apart from that, you have places like the Masati Island. You have the Tala, which used to be a U.S. base during the World Wars. You have Robertsport itself. Even entering Robertsport, you drive on the bank of the lake, which of course is a scene that is unimaginable. So yes, every county has its unique. Now recently, you know about the resort that they opened in the Nimba, up on the mountains. I mean,
Wow.
when you're talking about the best of weather, especially for tourists and European tourists, you have it on the top of the mountain. That is the highest peak in the entire West Africa.
Yeah. Apparently, these questions will say, like you said earlier, decentralizing. So, showcasing these beautiful attributes of every county, I think is the job of what? The government or individual Liberian citizens can also do that because, for example, you could invest in tourism. It don't have to be government showcasing that. It can be me, you, it could be him. Just putting your finances or your investment in those areas and expect it to bloom.
I think the biggest thing we all look for from the government is an enabling and conducive environment.
Yes.
Most of the federal states of the world, or the great United States, are not developed by the federal government. It's developed by the state government. So each of us have the charge to do the little we can do. You know, if everyone was even employing just a single person, I mean, the people that can afford was even employing a single person, you're going to do a lot in terms of employment opportunities. If we were also, I mean, investing, taking our own capital to put it into something, it could help. But in the end, I would say programs like yours are some of the things that people need to do because education. We need to educate people about the good side of Liberia. And people can harness the good side to make the best of it all. So these programs showcasing Liberia
360 TV-LIB
from a different lens, from a different lens. That's going to be, you know. But again, I'm excited because these YouTubers are doing quite so well. When I stay out of here, I'm a big fan of YouTube. And
shout out 360.
And all
That's
of
what?
yes, and all of these things that happen, I can
Yeah.
come home and I can tell you exactly everything happening here, even though I was not here.
Yeah.
But I
You
get
can
it
see
from
that.
YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
And we feel good sitting with you saying that because when you go out to create these things, you create it for that reason to encourage people. For me, I always say on the channel all about the positive. I emphasize on that because there will be negative all the time.
Always.
For always in life as a whole. But sometimes I believe the more positive
Sure.
overrides the negative. And that's something we at 360 TV-LIB try to, put in every one of our videos or people.
And this should be the wake up. This should be the call to all Liberians.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world have their own negative.
Yes.
But
I agree.
they say what you profess from the tongue manifests itself.
Yes.
If we think good and we think good of our country and we wish our country well,
Yeah.
I think better things can happen. Liberia is a virgin country, unlike many other countries. There are lots and lots of opportunities here. And I think it's only Liberians that can build this place. We just need to do that.
I will also say this. We Liberians, we are good at bringing down our country. I say that to mean this. When you go on social media, and they're talking about, just say they're talking about election or maybe a road development. Somebody will not see the positive in that structure alone. They look for that little piece of bottle.
Yeah,
And they come, and nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
But again, enough positive to me will override the negative. So we as Liberians should be glad that something is going on instead of, well, Alex is doing this, but he could do more. No, oh, thank you, Alex, for doing this. Now John Brown can take it from there and bring it over here. I think that should be the mindset of all of us because Liberia is
All that we have.
for us. It's
All that we have. All that we have.
And we have to contribute into our country's development anyway, be it by YouTube platform, be it by if you have money you want to invest in school or healthcare or road or park, whatever you feel your passion lies. There's a way to contribute that to your country. And all the negativity on social media, which I read sometimes, it's only us. I will say that. Only us. I don't see, I will call them Ghanaian brothers or Nigerian brothers. I don't see them pouring down
No,
like the way Liberians pull down.
no, no.
I'm not saying we can't criticize, but I mean, constructive criticism is the way to go. If you criticize Alex about these things that he did wrong, there should be a way that, oh, but Alex, you know what, to correct that, I think we can do it this way. Not just criticize and beat him down, even though he meant it for the better. So that's why I look at it. When I look at social media, sometimes, what do you think about what is wrong with that?
We need to be positive about ourselves. And the greater part of the Liberian population are the youthful. And most of the youthful population, when I talk about youth, I even talk about people that were born in the 90s.
Right.
So they didn't see Liberia doing its glorious days. And everybody believed that Liberia was always this thing that we see around here. But yes, every country has its own bad times. We have had our own challenges. I know sometimes people get frustrated that the state is not doing well to live the lives of, its citizens. But I think we need to get baptized and start being positive. Start being positive. The new wave, the new wave that is creeping in seems to be encouraging. Yeah. But yes, I also recognize the fact that yes, to a lot of bad, people need to start teaching and coaching people. Yeah. How to interpret and translate what they see on social media.
Right.
We need to start pushing each other and encouraging each other. Other countries are there because they believe in themselves, they love themselves, and that's it. If Liberians start loving themselves,
Yes.
I think we can be the Liberia that we were really purposed to be.
Okay, viewers, if you're watching and you care to join the conversation, you can go to the comment section and leave a comment. This is an open discussion. We're not saying everything here in any way, form to criticize anybody. We're not about politics. We're about loving our country and bringing all the positive notation there is about our country. So if you feel free to go back to the or go down on the comment section and leave your comment and see if anything we said here, you have something to add to, you could do that. And once again, welcome to the home of my friend and brother. This is Alexander Woart. He's based in Europe, and he always back and forth at home. And we at 360 TV-LIB couldn't, miss the chance to sit down with him because this is what we're talking about. Liberians living abroad and trying to make a contribution at home. What is your home that you build? This is Mrs. Woart at home, of course. Beautiful. And the daylight, maybe we will do some more showcasing of that. Until then, yes, live from Mr. Woart's house, Alexander Woart. He's based in Europe. He's a Liberian. He's proud. He's home, and we couldn't be happier to have him on 360 TV-LIB. And back to Mr. Woart. Mr. Woart.
Yeah.
360 TV say welcome.
Thank you. Well, 360 TV, welcome also at my home, and I'm not a big public guy, but I think sometimes you need to.
You were lucky to bring him out.
Yes, yes, you need to come out of the closet, especially if you can use your own voice to inspire and motivate others. And I started my own movement. I mean. I try to be an ambassador for Liberia in whatever way. Mind you, even where I work, but for the correction, I mean Asia, I mean the Middle East, even where I work, I speak Kolokwa. And I refuse to speak British accent, or I refuse to speak what we call the American series. I speak Kolokwa. And then most people, everyone knows me and say, my man, because I'm my man, you know what I mean? But we have to sell this country. My sons, my nephews and nieces in the States, I have put the case to them, and they are all on board with the LIB, you know what I mean? And if you are watching out there, I just like to encourage you, do not give up on Liberia. There's hope. There's hope. Yes, things sometimes are challenging. I know we all get frustrated, but I think we can turn the situation around. And I just want to admonish you, especially those of my age group. Let's start doing what we can do back home so that we can form a different, crowd. We'll be calling it crowd 60s in our retirement. Yes, 60, I guess. Crowd 60 in our retirement, and find a better way until we can give up.
Right, so that will come to another break of our interview. As Mr. Woart corrected me there, he's based in Asia.
Exactly. Yes, I'm in the Middle East.
So yeah, for the correction. We will take another break, and we're going to come back with our last segment at Mr. Woart President, 360 TV-LIB, Steve Cameron here with Kyle, and we're going to take you full circle on the next one. Let's go. Hey viewers, welcome back to 360 TV-LIB. Steve Cameron here once again from the home of my friend and brother, Alexander Woart, from Rehab, EOWA. As we were discussing in our part 1 and 2 interview, this is the segment that we would like to close. And on that note, we would like to say a big thank you to Mr. Woart for letting us into his home, 360 TV-LIB. Really appreciate your time. On that closing, what would be your advice out there to Liberians willing to come home and do, whether it's building a home or building a business, or having doubts about coming home? What is your encouraging words to them as we close?
I'll close first by asking those who have not subscribed to 360 TV to do so.
Do that.
Please like the video and share the video. I would like to also thank you for visiting our home. To those watching this podcast, I just like to encourage you to always think about home. Home is home, and this is the only place we say no, people cannot deport you from. Things are getting better, and I think it is with your own help that we can even make it the Liberia we want it to be. To would-be investors out there waiting to venture into Liberia, I would like to use the word that the politicians use to say Liberia is ready for business.
Open.
There is a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah.
We say Liberia is one of the places you can invest with a high currency and you take high currency out. It has its own good and its own bad, but that's something very important.
Yeah.
Liberia has a lot of rain, which of course is very, very good for agriculture.
Built to soil.
Yeah. You drop a seed in Liberia, you don't need to fertilize it. It germinates. But it was great having you guys around here, and let us think positive about our country and be the voice or the ambassador for Liberia in every little way we can do. Thank you.
Okay, on that note, we would like to say another big thank you to Mr. Woart for allowing us into his home, 360 TV-LIB. We are live from, about to say take a village, that's right.
Rehab.
We are live from Rehab WA, once again from the home of Mr. Woart. And on that note, we would like to say to our viewers, if you're watching and haven't subscribed, why not do that? Take the opportunity. Don't forget, comment, share, and we appreciate you, all the support for the channel. The more you support us, the better we become, and we're looking forward to that. On that note, 360 TV-LIB would like to take you full circle.